I think she's probably just doing that so I'll be forced to give her mouth to mouth.
Well, well.
Oh shit! I'm going to the
Go
bathroom.
brush your teeth.
You go brush your teeth.
Oh God.
He's Brian. He's supposed to move when you move you.
Well, you know, as long as he pays his half the rent, he come on. All right, guys, back episode 19, August 8th, 2023. We're in Rock Life Studios. I've got Dan Carter with us again via the internet from Alex City, Alabama. How are we doing this week, sir? We had a rough weekend down at Hawk Pride. How we doing?
I feel like we're doing a little bit better than we were the Tuesday after West Virginia. Like I'm not as stove up. Although we did have some bad luck this past weekend. We'll put it this way: Saturday, the only thing we broke were the beams
Well,
to get points.
sometimes it just be that way.
That's right.
Sometimes it just be that way. So, if you guys and most people listening have been to Hawk Pride or been to a race or whatever, the place is pretty violent. It's got some big rocks, got some big ledges. I got to go down Friday and do some videoing. First time I'd been down there since 2019. It's a lot gnarlier than it looks on camera, and we keep saying that, but it's the truth. It always is much worse in person. But the luck that you had this weekend really didn't have a whole lot to do with the rough of the park. It just anything and everything that could go wrong just damn did.
Right.
So you're what? So you all run the UTV. We run things a little bit backwards.
Right.
Usually we run stock class first, and then the UTV unlimited class. It was so muddy, they wanted the unlimited cars to go first because they are a little bit more capable than the stock class. So you guys started off with the unlimited class. You want to talk about that just a little bit?
Right. So the unlimited class, the courses that we received on Thursday evening, we were supposed to come out of the start line, hook a left, or I'm sorry, come out of the start line, go over a little jump, hook a left, go down 180, come back across kind of the starting area, go kind of through the creek bed, which is, I'm believing that's called it's like the lower part of Maverick. I don't know the actual name of that trail, but it's basically a creek bed with, I'm gonna say, probably, if I had to guess, those rocks range anywhere from probably like 250 pounds a piece to like 800 pounds a piece. I mean, they're roughly anywhere from 12 inches tall by about 36 inches in diameter to like 18 inches tall and like 60 inches in diameter. So, it's still pretty gnarly rock section, but we were supposed to have gone up out of that, gone up the access road, and then turned and came down Maverick and then back across the finish line. And as we were coming up to make the turn to go down Maverick, the car went from a slick spot of mud to a dry spot of dirt to a slick spot of mud, and then next thing I know, the car's on its side. It just happened so fast. I remember trying to drive out of it, but it just wasn't able to.
Yeah,
To drive
you
out.
could see I was right there. I've got a great video of it. You could see when it started to lay, you cut and gassed it a little bit, but it was just the mud was just so. Once it started, there wasn't no coming out of that. I don't think.
Right. I remember the car laying over and like it went into the mud.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it usually like when you lay a car over, the I guess window per se would be flush with the ground, but it's like mud came up about like 6 or 8 inches into the car, and like I was able to put my head on the mud while we were waiting on the
We'll
recovery guys.
we'll throw that video up on the YouTube version of this. You can see like your side of your helmet and everything is just right there
Right.
in the soup. So yeah, not a good time. So there was that run. Then we went into the UTV stock class next.
Right.
Our good buddy, we're going to have him on in a couple weeks. Braden Upchurch, our good buddy, got us a win.
Right.
Got him a win. That's his third podium of the year. He's second in points. He's doing good. So congratulations to him. But you didn't even. We had a parts failure on that deal, I believe.
Right. So our idea was, since we still haven't had the chassis buggy put back together from West Virginia, we were just going to baby the full body all weekend. And
I think, and I'm not trying to cut you off, I think that is what got us.
Oh yeah.
I was talking with somebody about that today. I was like, man, there was just the goal going in, and we didn't even talk about this, but we're on the same page. The goal going in is take care of the stuff, because we got to put 4 runs on it. We've talked about it all year. 4 runs in a weekend is hard on anything. So
Right.
Go into the weekend thinking, get some finishes, take care of everything. But sometimes that backfires.
Right.
And I think that's what happened this weekend. Taking care of everything didn't actually take care of nothing.
Right. It's kind of the old saying. I hear a lot of people talk about this with sunglasses. Like, oh, if I buy a $10 pair of sunglasses, I can't get rid of them. They're always around. If I buy a $100 pair of sunglasses, I'll lose them in a day.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that in that same aspect. Is like, you try to take care of something and baby it, then next thing you know, it gets a scratch on it, and then it just ruins your whole life.
Yeah.
But usually when we don't care about something and just try to abuse it and trash it, it keeps on ticking. And unfortunately, that was kind of what happened with us. We were trying to take care of it, and it just didn't work out for us.
But that second run you come through, let me back up. The second run of the day, first run of the stock class, you come out the starting line, made the loop or whatever, and come back. And I was up there filming, and the damn thing just fell over.
Right.
So I was like, what in the absolute hell just happened? I've got it on video.
Right.
But I was like, what? I was like, I'm going home. I'm getting in the truck. It's going to be one of those days. So you ended up breaking the kingpin for the tie rod, right?
Right. And that was the first failure I'd had in a long, long time with one of those, in which I noticed that it was loose the other day, so I tightened it up. And I don't know if it was something I may have over tightened it, but basically that's where the failure started. And as soon as that tire folded, it's like the car just cartwheeled and body slammed into the side. And
that's what it literally, from my perspective, it looked like you were driving and the damn thing just fell over.
Right.
I just couldn't. Yeah.
And it was just one of those things that it just, that one actually happened faster the second go around than the first go around. Like I kind of anticipated knowing what was going on when we were making the turn to go down Maverick. Like, I could feel the car shift and get up on 2 wheels. I tried to drive out of it, couldn't manage it. This time I was just making a turn. I knew that it was kind of a silent, and I was trying to make that turn. But I mean, it just, as soon as you snapped your fingers, it was just too late.
Yeah, I was starting to wonder. I was like, he turned that motherfucker over on purpose. It was like,
Yeah.
I'd never seen anything like that. And then after I got to looking at it, there was a little bit of a ditch there. And then somebody come up or I seen them towing you off. And I'm like, okay, that explains it.
Right.
Tie rod broke. When that happens, especially in a turn, there's nothing you can do but hold on.
Right.
Man, there was a lot of carnage down there this weekend, though. There was,
Oh yeah.
of course, I didn't get to stay for Saturday, but I know there was some Saturday. There was more than I expected in the UTV Unlimited and in the stock class.
Right.
You've seen people finishing on 3 wheels, 2 wheels, no wheels,
Right.
folded
And
up A arms, everything.
and even like we were talking about this a while back, is it's just hard to put a car through multiple classes. Like it's something that you can't really stay ahead of the maintenance program on running multiple cars or multiple classes in a single car. Like we see uh, we do it sometimes, and then um, my mind's going blank on me.
Well,
But
you
we
got
see
Coop. Coop's had pretty good luck
right,
running Cup and Bounty.
right. We seen Brandon do it, and this weekend Brandon had a failure and ended up using Daniel Heckley's razor as a rental just to run I believe it was stock class.
Stock class, yeah.
And Nathan King's done it in the past, and it's like you always say this, and it's proven that it's just hard just to run.
It's hard on stuff. You've got a couple guys that seem to have better luck, and maybe they make better luck for themselves. But you got guys like Coop. Coop doesn't have that many failures,
Right.
And maybe that they've got. I've talked to them about some of the parts they've run before, and maybe they've got better stuff. Maybe they go back and work on it of a nighttime a little bit more in between. Let's see who else. Some of the Casons, they run double duty.
Right.
But that car broke Saturday.
Right.
So it's just hard. It's just hard on equipment, and that reared its ugly old head on us this weekend. UTV Unlimited round 2. You guys done basically the same course, except when you went up the access road, you come back down. You had your choice of coming down No Respect, or I don't know if the other little hill has a name or not, but you had your choice.
Right.
I got a good video of that one too, bud.
Yeah. So we opted to come down No Respect because it didn't seem as steep as the other hill, but as soon as I came off, everything felt good. I was just taking my time, and then next thing I know, the car felt like it just dropped off in a hole, and then kind of, I don't know if you would call it a pirouette or what, but it just kind of spun around on its side and down over on its hood and upside down. But after watching the video, I just really came over too far to the right coming off that hill. On my side coming down, which facing the hill, you'd come off, or you'd see the left side, but basically fell off a rock that was protruding out. The front end fell off it, and the left side fell down in the crack, and then that's what causes the car to shift.
Yeah, and something else I've noticed by watching that a few times, going back to what we were talking about, trying to save the car, be easy on the car. A little throttle, I don't think would have hurt in that situation.
Right.
Just something to maybe pull the front tires a little forward. But man, that one was a rough one. That one kind of it didn't look as hard, but it looked, I don't know. Maybe the initial impact wasn't so hard, but it looked more violent.
Right.
I guess because it kept rolling.
Yeah, if it would have kept rolling and then landed on its wheels, we would have been okay to have at least tried to finish and get a time. But unfortunately, it landed upside down, couldn't roll back over, and cost us a radiator on that run. So,
yeah, good. Screw Hawk Prod.
Yeah, it's like sometimes we have good luck there, and then sometimes it just beats us up and chews us up and spits us out.
All right. We talked about the runs. We talked about how wonderful our day was. Let's start with the vehicles. We'll back up and do the pink buggy first. What is the status of that machine? I know you didn't race it this weekend. What's the status of it after the West Virginia? Have we made any progress? Done anything to it? Where does it
So
stand?
we basically were trying to figure out why we broke the motor mount on the engine. So what I'm thinking happened was that we may have possibly broken the rear motor mount on the first run, and then on the second run when we violently flipped off the hill, it didn't have enough support in the back, and it may have tweaked enough to break that ear off the motor mount. So it only broke the one on the what I'm gonna call the passenger side. So right now we are trying to weigh our options as do we want to just try to weld that thing up and just keep on rocking it until it goes kaput again, or do we want to spend the 1,500 or so bucks that it's going to cost in parts to just put it in a new case? So uh, I would love to put it in a new case, but I don't feel that I would be able to have it in a new case and running before rush. So we may see about getting that welded, or if not, I got a really good buddy that has one sitting in Kentucky, and he has offered to let us run it for that rush weekend. So, well, we want to just make sure that we're not going to put that engine in there and break the ears off of it.
Well,
So,
if you quit flipping shit, I mean, come on. No, buddy. Anything I've got, you're more than welcome to. We got a motor and transmission up here. If we get to that point, we'll do that, and you just run that the rest of the year. I don't care about. Full body.
so the full body when we had a little bit of a bent radius rod from uh, West Virginia, but we're still rocking that thing. We're going to get it swapped out this week, and I ordered a new radiator and radiator mounts from where we flipped it off the hill in the UTV Cup class, and all that should be here later this week. Our main goal is get it put together, get it cleaned up, loaded up, and in the trailer. That way, I can focus more on the pink buggy.
Right on. I tell you, I looked at that the full body. That full body, man. Bless its heart.
Right,
I don't know what else to say. It has been through absolute hell its entire life. It is probably, well, I know good and well that is the longest running single machine in the National Rock Racing Association now.
right,
It has been pretty much consistent in that series since it was new.
right,
I think you ended up with it. What? It's a 16 model. You ended up with it right at 17,
right.
and it's been racing ever since.
Right. So my buddy Eric Galloway with Ground Pounder Offroad purchased that machine brand new in 2016, and we had a an engine failure in our chassis buggy in the first actually the first bounty race of 2017. Uh, and this was still when Clyde was doing the bounties separately from the Southern Rock event. So the bouncers and the UTV Cup would have their own separate events, and then UTV Bounty would have their sole event just by themselves on Saturdays. And we were, blessed to have been able to bought that full body from him in 2017, and we ran the rest of the UTV Bounty series in that full body, and as well as a bunch of pro rock stuff. So it's been racing with us its whole life.
It's been around. I've told you the last 2 years you need to bring it up here and let it spend the winter with me.
Right,
We got to get that baby back in its pristine condition.
right, and
It's a landmark, an iconic vehicle. It needs to be in a museum somewhere, but we don't have a museum, so we're gonna keep racing her.
right. Well, that just goes to show you how tough Polaris is. Like I mean that thing's still factory frame,
That's it. It really doesn't have any bracing.
and
Uh,
it doesn't have any custom bracing. The only aftermarket stuff that's on that machine, as far as structure wise, are a set of tree kickers and cage from 859 off road.
Man, that that poor machine. So you've had, listen, you had a bad weekend.
Right.
I got in the truck on the way home Friday night. We had my day planned out, dude. I was like, we'll get up early. Me and Lane, we'll go down. We'll do some videoing. We'll spend the day, hang out with you, hang out with the Super Grip guys. I know you actually, you guys have been down there since, Thursday, hanging out with Super Grip, doing some product testing.
Right.
I was like, man, we'll get to hang out with everybody for a little bit. I'll leave the park by 7 or 8. I'll get home by midnight or 1. Full day, but not too crazy. Good to go.
Right.
We fill up with fuel at the little truck stop just outside of the park. Should have been more than enough fuel to get us the 5-hour trip home. We get about probably 2 hours from the house. I looked down and I told Lane, I said, Lane, we got problems. He's like, what do you mean? And then he looked over in the area of the gauges and he goes, oh, we've got problems. I said, yeah. My fuel gauge was down to almost a quarter tank. Something's happened inside the engine of my Cummins truck. Filled the crankcase up with diesel fuel. Probably 20 gallons run through the motor. We get to a truck stop, get pulled over. My initial thought was, I'm like, well, we've lost an injector line or something. We got a leak. No big deal. We'll fix it and go on. Yeah, no.
Right.
There wasn't a drop of oil left in the motor.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So your luck turned into my luck. There's a whole bunch more to this story. We'll tell it another day. But it was just one of those weekends where nothing can go right. So I'm hoping we can wash our hands of the Hawk Pride juju,
Right.
and get back on get back up here north where this good luck Kentucky's at.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, guys, welcome to this week's edition of The Rundown. We're talking about the National Rock Racing Association round number 6 from Hawk Pride Mountain Off-Road in Tuscumbia, Alabama. What a weekend it was. We'll get right into it. UTV Youth Class saw Brantley Havens take the win with Ramsey Trainer in second and Dallas Heckley in third place for the season. That puts Brantley in the lead with Clara Hoback in second and Dallas Heckley in third. UTV Stock Class saw its 6th different winner in 6 events this year, with Braden Upchurch getting his first ever career victory for the Rock Life Off-Road UTV Stock Class. Dylan Dowler in second, and Daniel Heckley rounded out the top 3. Brandon Davis is your points leader for the Stock Class with 517 points. Braden Upchurch in second with 502. Jay Storts down to third with 450 points. UTV Unlimited Class saw Cooper Bentley get his second win in a row and third win of the season. Adam Coots in second. Clay Kaysen keeps his podium streak alive this year, rounding out the top 3. Clay is your points leader with 565 points. Brandon Davis in second with 473, and Casey Howell in third with 456 points. UTV Bounty Class, Cooper Bentley is on a mission. 2 in a row in the Bounty Class. Cooper wins. Nathaniel Bell is on a mission. This is his second podium in a row. He's got second place, and Josh Krupinski, excuse me if I butchered that, his second podium in a row for the UTV Bounty Class. He's coming on strong. Casey Howell is your series points leader with 363 points. Cooper all the way up to second with 308. Madison King in third with 305. And Josh Krupinski has moved up after missing the first 3 or 4 races of the year. He's moved up all the way to fourth with 243 points. Big bouncers. This is getting good. Colby Wright gets his first ever career National Rock Racing Association victory. Chris Grigg in second, and the return of the Shoes Man. Matt Schuessler gets a podium, finishing out the weekend in third place. For the season, Brandon Davis has a 99-point lead over Daniel Heckley. Brandon has 543 points. Daniel Heckley with 444. Cooper Bentley is in third with 405 points. Next event, Rush Offroad in Rush, Kentucky, August 25th, 26th for the National Rock Racing Association. Round number 7, guys. The season is winding down. Rush is not an event you want to miss. Make sure and stop and see us in the Vendor Village at Rush Off-Road. We'll see you all in a few weeks. This episode is brought to you by Rock Life Off-Road. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.